Welcome back. Rico Money Bags, the channel helping you invest in yourself so we can invest in the future. Make sure you guys smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, and make sure that bell notification is lit. Today, we're going to talk about the good boy Myro. This one's still a money bag alert. Of course, if you're interested in those money bag alerts, tap the link in the description for the Money Bags Mansion. It is free and always will be free. But today, we're going to be talking about the good boy. The good boy did have a pump. We have a little bit of a retracement, and I want to talk to everybody about the retracement. But I also want to talk about, if you knew that you can turn 10 grand to $500,000, would you let it sit a year? Would you let it sit 2 years? If you knew you could let 10 grand sit and turn to $500,000, that's the question that I have for everybody. Remember, I don't always have the answers, but I do have some questions. Would you allow 10 grand to sit for a year or 2 years to get a $500,000 and even beyond? We'll talk about that at the end of the video, where we're going to do some price prediction and technical analysis. But let's start off right here. So we're down 17% on the day. We're down 10% on the volume. No big deal. We just had a nice little pump into the 30s. And I believe that we're ready to go ahead and pump right back up into that range again. But we remember that we talked on the channel, whenever the markets get under this 2.5, we're going to see a little bit of retracement. Now, when the markets get right back above that $2.5 trillion market cap, the overall market cap, you're going to see a pump all over again. You guys just watch. It's going to happen like that, okay? So right now, the overall crypto market has pulled back, and that's no big deal because we already know that it's creeped underneath that 2.5. I do believe that it's going to pop right back up above that. But nonetheless, I also want you guys to be careful with some of these articles down here, man. I don't get it, to be honest with you. It's like literally, this was 3 days ago, talking about like Myro losses is like, it's not true. We're literally pumping, 3-4 days ago, we're pumping really, really good. Now the overall market has pulled back. So be careful, because sometimes those articles are paid for from other communities and they try to intertwine themselves somehow. But the good boy is just a good boy. That's just what it is, okay? We'll talk about the prices in a bit. Make sure you guys give Myro a follow. Make sure the bell notification is lit. As you can tell, mine was not lit for whatever reason. But make sure you guys give them a follow at Myro Soul. Come over here and tap in. We have some special things going on, so you can still buy the plushies. Make sure you guys go tap in with this. The plushies are, I got this right here for you guys, $30 for those plushies. So make sure you guys tap in on the plushies. Also, let's get this video to 100 likes, because let's face it, the rest of the markets are pulling back and there's a lot of uncertainty in the markets. But the good boy, if you're not for sure on the good boy now, there's nothing that can make you feel certain anymore. Like, I sleep on my Myro bag, no problem, because if I turned, even if I 2x a $20,000 bag, that's still 40K. That's still $40,000. I'm not going to pretend like that's not what that is, right? And I know a lot of people say, oh, you're a G if you 2x, but if I 2x 50K and it turns into 100K, is that a G still? It's like, I don't know. But Myro will have a 50% super swap reward boost for the next 24 hours on asset dash. So this is something I'm not familiar with, but I'm going to do a deep dive on this. If I get a lot of comments about this asset dash down below, I'll do a dedicated video to this to learn more about this. We're learning in this space every single day. But let's like and retweet this, support what the good boy Myro is doing. So coins are down, but boosts are up. The dogs Bonk, Duco, and Myro will have a 50% super swap reward. So, okay, pretty cool. I like this. This is something that we'll be paying attention to and learn a lot more about this right here. How to describe Myro. That's a bunch of grinders. You guys know that we grind nonstop, adding more here at the 30 cents range. This will go to $1 billion. Absolutely. We're going to like and retweet this. That's the thing with Myro. I believe that Myro is that $1 billion project no matter what. So you could add on the 30, you could add on the 25, you could add on the 26, you could add wherever you want. You could swing it if you want. You could have a moon bag to the side. Like, I got a decent sized moon bag that I DCA during the FUD times, and I'm just going to hold that one because Myro proved this point. And that's why we got a question, for those who are putting tens of thousands of dollars into Myro, would you let it sit for a year if this specific bag could turn to $500,000? And I believe that Myro has what it takes to go touch the $1 billion project. We'll talk about that in just a bit. But let's scroll down a little bit more. This was a thumbnail. Big shout out to Rodney. Never faded the good boy. I mean, Rodney knew what was up. That is for sure. We've been covering all this stuff that's going on. Shout out to Bybit. We're listed on there. The main page was replying to that, so I used this. Myro is still flying no matter what. Myro's going to keep flying. So the plushies are $30. Let's get to the prices now. This is what people are talking about. while I was doing what I was doing, the good boy Myro pumped. No matter what, Myro does what it does. So the guy talked about in that tweet, he loaded on the 30 cent range. Not a bad range. We've seen that this was a range that we held on to before. So most likely the good boy Myro is going to hold on to this range again. This is where those who are on the Moneybags Mansion link down below in the description will be loading up their bags above this, that $220 million market cap. That was this load up zone right here. And most likely it's going to be that same load up zone again, as we can see that it's established. As my broski Easy Sabo says, OG support. So this support right here most likely is going to hold on and we're going to pump up, which we did do some consolidation like we talked about in the last video and pumped up. This is where we were at. And as you can tell, we did consolidate. We did go up, back down, and we actually just ran right up. And that's the thing with the good boy Myro. It could happen just like that. So I always go to sleep with my good boy Myro moon boots on, because there's no way it's going to leave me behind. I do believe that Myro has what it takes to come test these current all-time highs, but it will break the $1 billion market cap. Mark my words, this one definitely has what it takes. And every time it does these pullbacks and these corrections, it's just more of it's proven itself that it's one of these contenders that you can compare with Sheeb. And this is where we get to the part of the video where we start to talk about, if you had $10,000 in Myro, let's say you loaded up your Myro bag and you DCA'd your butt off through here, and you didn't take any profits on this range up here, and you DCA'd and you accumulated quite a bit of Myro, and you're sitting in the tens of thousands, and you know it's going to hit the, that $1 billion market cap. Do you have what it takes to let it sit there, to let it turn to $500,000, $10,000 to current Shiba Inu prices? Because I do believe that these market caps are going to be they're going to rise. Like, we're not going to chase this $1 billion market cap forever. Like, it's going to be chasing to 5, chasing to 10, chasing to 15. And I believe that Myro can chase these current prices and potentially even one day chase to all-time highs. Could you hold your bag for, let's say, a year or 2 years? That same $10,000, let's say, could you hold it for 1 year? If it took this bull cycle, if it took 2 years of this bull run, maybe super cycle, who knows, for that $10,000 to turn to $1.5 million. Do you have what it takes to let that bag sit there? And are you invested in a project like I am, the good boy Myro? And I'm not saying just because I am that you guys should. I just feel that the good boy Myro is part of my YouTube story that helps out with the likes of missing out the Sheebs, missing out on the Doge, missing out on those things. And I think it's a potential for those that are subscribers to my channel, subscribers to the Moneybags Mansion, to have that opportunity where we can have that Shiba Inu story. Obviously, some people got a piece of that already with Myro because, it already ran up quite a bit. But I still think that there's money on the table for you to become a millionaire if you could sit on a nice sized bag and just let it sit there, and potentially and beyond. So I do believe that Myro has what it takes to do that. In the short term, we had ran all the way up to 360 mil again, and we have some pullback. But I do believe that this is going to be that OG support. So if you want to load up and you want to range trade this is really that range. All these little ranges right here, this is for the smaller time frames. But really, this is that main range right here, all the way from even this lower support running all the way up. But we've hold on to this right here. This is that 220. I talked about this support, the round number of that $200 million market cap. Those are kind of hard unless you got it set like that on your Jupiter, then you'll catch them. But right now we're looking at that 220 mark. Anything up in here in this range is all bullish. Really the good boy Myro is going to do what it does no matter what, and it's going to continue to rise little by little. We are still on the left side of the chart as far as things with, the Bitcoin having less than 30 days away. A lot of talks with the ETH ETF, and of course later on down the road Solana ETFs. I believe that will be something that will happen as well. So we'll keep a good eye. We'll keep an eye on the good boy Myro. But I do believe that we'll be going to test this range again, and possibly if we can get above this range and hold above it like we did testing this one, holding above here, we'll curl back up once we test above here and make a support. So any kind of support above the 350 zone on the next one and holding above that will definitely give us that leg to go ahead and push and break all-time highs. Break them. Yes, I said break them. And things will get crazy. You will see that when it hits that $1 billion project, it's going to happen so fast that you're going to be like, man, I just was doing this. I just ran to the store. I was talking. I was having dinner. And that's why I'm loaded up on Myro. And that's not going to happen to me because I know it's going to hit the $1 billion project, the $1 billion market cap. It has the potential. It is that project all the way. So you guys have a great day. Have a good day with your good boy Myro. Let's get this video to over 100 likes. Let's do what we do. Keep grinding. That's what I've been doing. That's what I want you guys to keep doing. We keep grinding together for the good boy Myro. We will get really, really far together. So smash the like button. Subscribe if you guys haven't already. And make sure you guys continue to come back and experience the abundance of money with me. Until next time, you guys know what it is.